looking fabulous as we're getting through to the final touches and the grand opening tomorrow. Ribbon cutting.
This is a 102-year-old building, and the building infrastructure was much more fragile than had been originally.
Something you discovered as you did it.
Yeah. For instance, PG&E required another planet to put in a whole new trench across the street for the electricity to power the new organ, to power this new sound and lighting system, to power the air conditioning and heating system, which never existed before. You remember how fucking cold it would be here in the winter and how hot during the summer. All right, that never existed. No circulation. The structure was so fragile, all of the digging work had to be done by hand. Oh. They stripped down.
I saw some of the trenches out there.
They dug down to put in the new pit for the organ, which will rise up. It was all done by hand. Over 400 people have been working on this project, contractors. So the first thing that was restored was the ceiling. It was torn, there were holes in it, the art had been discolored. They found nicotine and smoke this thick, a goo. And in 1989, after the Loma Prieta earthquake, they thought they were preserving the art. They covered it with this kind of lacquer, but it actually darkened and almost destroyed it. They were afraid this could not be restored. There was a huge scaffolding in here. I remember Betty came here, I was with her. She actually got out of the scaffolding. This was all filled with scaffolding. I actually went up and touched the ceiling.
I came to one of those.
I think you came to one of them.
Yeah.
All of this was done by hand. This is all Timothy
Lovingly
Pfluger.
restored.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is exactly as Timothy Pfluger designed it. As you can see, it's much lighter. The lighting fixture was built in 1935 by a company in Richmond, California. Double check it, but I think it's called Phoenix Day. The same company still exists. The company that built it restored it. It's not the original chandelier. The original chandelier from 1922.
What couldn't be restored?
No. The original chandelier in 1922 was when movies were silent. And the orchestra pit, they had a live orchestra.
Right.
And the story goes, I've heard it from several sources anecdotally, that when the movies became talkies, well, of course, the orchestra, they all lost their jobs because they didn't need an orchestra. So one of the disgruntled orchestra members climbed up and set fire to the chandelier.
Oh, it's a vicious act.
So that chandelier, it's been lost to history. There are pictures of it. But so that's why this design is very Art Deco versus the rest of it. I call this style Renaissance Liberace. Liberace. Pfluger's first theater. He went on to design a bunch of theaters and, of course, the famous Pac Bell building downtown San Francisco. He just went all out. And all these motifs, during the 1920s, was a great fascination with everything that would then have been called, quote-unquote, Oriental. Eastern religion, Eastern gods and goddesses,
really
also Moorish influences. So you've got figures from Chinese mythology, Eastern mythology, Moorish figures, all kinds of stuff just thrown up there. And each of those was redone. I have a picture that I will send you of what it looked like when it was started and now the restoration. All of this was restored. And they're still finishing some of this up here.
That was like dark brown.
It was dark. It was disgusting. The other thing is Timothy Pfluger originally in his plans wanted the lights to change color, but they didn't have the technology then. They wanted the chandelier. Okay. So they wanted to do gobos or some different thing. So the only thing that's different, and I think people will still love it, the lights in there now are LED and they change colors. I've got a video of that. They did a test the other day. I've been coming every day. It's beautiful with rainbow colors. The other thing that you will not be able to see today, it was up yesterday, but it's now in the pit. I do also have a photo of that I can send if you want to use it. The organ is the largest digital theatrical organ in the world. It was designed by and to the specifications of David Hegarty, the longtime Castro organist, who has been playing here for 45 years. He's being honored on Friday. The organ, however, is taking a little longer than expected to tune because David's tuning it. It's there. It physically, so there's an electric lift that brings it up. The organ cost over $1 million. It was paid for and is owned by the nonprofit CODA, CastroOrgan.org. That stands for the Castro Organ Devotees Association. They own it. And Another Planet paid to install it, and the lift. One of the things that had to be dug was the old lift, and the organ was much smaller. It was really kind of a Mickey Mouse operation. No insult to Mickey Mouse. But Dave Hegarty had to crawl in and kind of get in the organ. This now is fully automatic, and the organ will rise up out of the pit.
He is going to be so.
And it's fantastic. The other also, some people said, well, why didn't you restore the original organ? The original organ has not been here for years. The organ that was here when the Castro closed was actually David Hegarty's personal organ.
He brought it.
The old organ broke. So how many people do you know have a spare pipe organ sitting at home?
Yeah.
It was David
And
Hegarty's
willing
organ.
to do that.
And willing to do it. So David Hegarty is being honored
Well, you
on
should be
Friday.
saying it, yeah.
The first time the organ will be heard and rise out of the pit is March 17th. There will be a screening of Serial Mom with John Waters
Right.
here, and it's a benefit for Frameline.
I had trouble getting tickets to that.
The only part of the theater that is not ADA compliant is the mezzanine, and that is because historic preservationists, we are not allowed to do any sort of elevator that changes the footprint of the building. So that is not our choice. You know, sometime down the road, if there's money and people decide maybe they can do an elevator. But right now, the only part of the building that's not ADA compliant is the mezzanine. Backstage, on stage, the restrooms, and for the first time ever, the entire orchestra is ADA compliant with lifts. It used to be the only wheelchair access was the back row of the theater. They just took out a row of seats.
No matter who you are, that's.
And
where you
also,
go.
it was dangerous because it was raked.
Very
So if you didn't
raked.
break the wheelchair, you'd go flying down into
It was the most severe rake in the city. I mean,
It was.
simply.
This, what's the word I'm looking for?
What?
What do you call this?
Tile floor? What? The terrazzo?
No, the bar. What's my word?
Reception?
Concession. Concession.
Concession.
This concession is movable. So when there is a film, the concession will be out here like it always was. But when there's a concert, the concession can actually move inside, which will make for concert, this lobby much bigger. It's never been,
So
really
for
big.
now,
1,400 is the
because there was some
capacity.
concern. People said, "Oh, they're going to do a concert. There's going to be 5,000 people here." No, the fire code for this building is 1,400.
Got it.
Because of the new ADA access and just some expanded things, of course, the orchestra, we lost some seats. I'd say about 300.
Okay.
Here's the new seating. Concerned about. These sight lines are actually better than they were before.
They had the
Same with
mechanical.
tracks.
Oh.
So for now, for a film, every seat is 6 inches higher than the one in front of it. So the sight lines are perfect for film. So
Roomier. I love
oh,
this.
much,
Yeah.
and you've got and the cup holders, your cups don't fall through, which sometimes they did. So all this you see literally retracts.
It's mechanical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, they push.
Okay, where do these seats go? And they're stored somewhere?
They're stored
In the
behind.
building.
They're stored on site.
Because that was the question.
So Friday,
That's how you're going to keep this building busy.
that's the hope.
So for concerts, general admission, you would have.
It'll all be open.
It's
Like,
here.
like a mock chair.
It's still here.
There'll be 3 tiers.
Okay.
I think it's
that's
going to take
They might have be tables
one.
or something.
They might. You can do cocktail tables and do anything. Like there's one,
Good.
two,
Las
three,
Vegas.
but then that area is flat.
Yeah. Those like pictures. You've seen it so much.
Ever seen until they started the restoration.
original proscenium.
That is the old proscenium. That was from 1922. So within that proscenium was the original movie screen. So in the 1950s, when they started with Panavision, they dropped a new screen. It was just mounted on plywood
Covered that.
for the movies. That was not seen for 70 years.
And it's glorious. It's mammoth.
So Sam Smith, and when they do live music acts or spoken word events, they will perform in front of that proscenium, which also opens up the stage.
Look how much deeper the stage is.
Now where that curtain is, there is for the first time a retractable movie screen, which will drop down. The same
There you
place.
go. So there's the versatility.
Right.
Back and forth, and this is that.
Here.
Yeah, well, Andy Cohen did
Oh,
this.
yeah, it was tiny.
And then somebody from Chicago, or something we were back here, there were 3 girls, they had to get dressed in the same way.
Watch your step. Super nice. There's finally
Dressing room?
celeb-worthy.
Oh
restaurant.
my, wow.
Totally.
Somebody told me, Sam asked, how many people will fit in his dressing room? I said,
Yeah,
it's gonna be
yeah.
all new, I'll figure it out once you go. I see 6 in there, what do you see?
Yeah.